I'd like to begin by thanking both the judge and my opponent for this extremely educational debate. And as a brief off-time roadmap, I'm just going to be discussing some of the issues of this round and why the affirmation not to win this debate. Okay, time starts now. The first issue of this round is the issue about how does one use the term mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive is often a term that's used to say that if this situation happened, this other situation could not happen. It is impossible for the other situation to happen. In this case, my opponent's contentions 2 and her counterplan are not mutually exclusive from my affirmations plan, because the government can release a statement apologizing for what their actions have done to African Americans and also support trade, or they can also apologize to indigenous people or pay reparations to them. So therefore, you can see that it's not a mutually exclusive argument. Going on to my second voter issue, or the reason why I ought to win this round, is the fact that we ought to respect these African Americans, and by just providing money to their native countries, as my opponent is suggesting, we're just helping countries that may be very far removed from these people's idea of their culture, because they've never been there. They've been in the U.S. since like the 1800s, and so they would not connect to these countries like getting reparations for like being African Americans. So therefore, in order to like fully respect and like gain the respect of these African Americans, the United States government ought to apologize to them and just make sure that it's this is a discussion that can promote respect. And so going on to my opponent's like solvency issue, or she can't debate solvency because of my lack of detail, this is not a policy round and I'm not required for a plan. So overall, because my opponent has no disadvantages on the flow, I still have all of my advantages, and the fact that like I don't need to prove solvency, I urge you to vote F. Sorry.